I lyrical
Master.
Play Paris, who make you again Sktv benyo. Say my journey, Tina get I say my jamo. And you no money, emu aye yo. And you love
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa. Sktv, the best in Mama Liberia. Must hold by the lofa and grand bazaar.
And I didn't ya to money, and I said ya to money, and I couldn't play ya to money, and I could do ya to money, and I didn't ya to money, and I said ya to money, and I couldn't play ya to money, and I could do ya to money, and I don't get it now ya to money. That's the thing, and I don't get it now. Cause you work on my ya to money. Yeah.
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa. Sktv, the best in Mama Liberia. Must hold by the lofa and grand bazaar.
There are things we can do. We bring in good news and we give it to you. We talking about podcasts and connecting people and culture from here and out of the club. Qualified people who waiting to sell. The flesh, the time, and the efforts are red. The broadcast we giving are real and I promise my best. To work with my life without fear. From Grandfather Nimba to Lufa, from Riverside, River G to Chile, from Grand Crew, Bombing, Kidman, Montserrat, San to Bacalu, from Maryland, Bon County to Mikey B. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB.
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa.
Yes, indeed, Sktv is the best in Liberia. Sktv is the best in Africa. If I'm not fact, Sktv is the best around the world. So, first, if you just joining us, I want to say a pleasant good evening to all of you, our dear cherry listeners and our followers. Please let's share the show. Yes, indeed, today's Monday. So many things to talk about. Today's Monday. Let me see. Yes, course, keep coming back to back from some of our team and so forth. But again, yes, today is Monday, the 21st of April. What a way to go, folks. Yeah, now, as usual, Mark will be here very, very soon. Mr. Cannon will also join us if possible. Steve will be here with us if possible also. And the rest of the team also from Nimba County. Mind you, all attention, everything, all of our attention now have been drawn to Nimba County because why? The elections will be on tomorrow. 3 more hours to go, and most definitely, Nimba County will be having new senator, new person to represent the county at the senatorial level. So again, good evening. Let me say good evening to all of you. Be a God favor gay. Indeed, good evening to you. Thank you so much, Ali Donso. Good evening to you, Asata. Dustin, also good evening to all of you. We're the pre-birthday people. So you come, just be telling me, may born pre-birthday to you. So that's it. Well, again, it's not easy, but we thank God for life. We're grateful though, man, people. Sometimes there are some things happening behind the scene, but it can be easy. God is there. God be God. That's why, when Steve come here, he want to battle the incoming deacon, he can't make it. Because the incoming deacon, oh man, you're not even the same. Look, the incoming deacon is wholly and surely protected by the Almighty Creator 100%. So everything Steve will say, like, don't mind him. So that's why I'm, Steve can find it difficult to come to me because it's not easy. But I tell the show people, Mark already here, no time to waste. Let me see, yes, indeed, my brother. Mark, good evening, my dear brother. I know it's afternoon, or better say morning time from your end. Everything. Yeah, Mark, I'm getting you. And I know, but you come in a little bit low, or maybe yeah,
You
and
hear me? You getting me?
yeah,
You getting me?
good,
You getting me
good.
now?
I'm getting you now. You're
Oh,
much
okay.
better.
Yeah, not much. Another day to be alive. We stay in the Easter season, Easter Monday.
I like
I'm
that.
just following all the political events and all the sound bites and all the videos, the controversy that is percolating on the
All of
social
the
media
slaps.
platform, on the radio.
Let's
Like,
do all of the slaps.
yeah, Nimba County just brought another beast in the Liberian political process, and people are confronting this thing. I don't know if it's, they get something called political correctness. For me, I don't shy away from
Hmm.
controversial argument because at certain time in society, you need to talk about things that matter the most. So shying away is not the best solution. You have to confront them. I mean, some people will
No,
get
but, no,
offended,
but
but
Mark, Mark,
the
Mark, Mark,
reality for
Mark,
where
Mark, let me, yeah, Mark, let me say that to you quickly, 30 seconds, please. If you want to shy away, then most of Jesus Christ disciples, that quote unquote, most of them, they were killed in that kind of phone. Some people don't even understand how some of the disciple was killed.
yep,
But yes, terrible way.
yep.
Today, because of the Christianity that we are enjoying today,
We join
that we
today,
can
yeah.
come here and even talk, and some people getting rich, some people
Yeah.
buy cars, some people. But go
The vast
on, brother,
majority
go
of them,
ahead.
almost every one of them were killed in a brutal manner. The Christian faith, they are the most persecuted people in history, even though the Jewish people, but the Jewish people were mostly based on cultural and the issue of dominance. But when it comes to like the brutal killing of apostle and disciples, some of them they use sword. The sword you can use to saw a wood, like Stephen. He was brutal. Some of them were
Indeed.
stoned to death, true
Mhm.
or condemnation. So that's just what it is. But thank God, the things that we enjoy today, other people pay the price. That's just how life has always been. Anything you enjoy, somebody pay the ultimate price. Even in this great United States, the people, the Puritans, and the founding fathers, they went through. That's one of the reasons they founded this country, escaping from persecution, and they came in sort of a new home. And that's how people were able to the democracy you claim or the so-called
Eh,
constitutional
God.
republic you
I
enjoy.
like that, Mark.
That way it's all about. Someone must pay the ultimate price.
So that means, short, what Monk is saying that sometime before some of you, before you insult somebody, or even before you even accuse somebody, or even before you want to hit someone, think how this thing, how can we even arrive at this point? That means people sacrifice their life. That one Monk just saying you in short, some of you here, you will call off, you will insult, you will do this, you will do that. You don't even know how we manage to even get the freedom of speech that we
Maybe
all enjoy today.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but now on the issue of religion, even in science and technology, why you enjoy today call the telephone. How you think people are able to go to space to put a machine in space that will make it easy for you to communicate? And in the process of even going to space, some of those space shuttle they crumble before even reaching to space. They explode, people die, but guess what? Other people still sign up to take on that race until today. You are able to place a phone call on a video and be able to see someone from halfway across the world. There were people, anything in life that you enjoy today, somebody paid the ultimate price, directly or indirectly. So it's not only restricted to religion, but even technology, even about discovery, even about education, people pay the ultimate price. Even when it comes to charity, there were people, Mother Teresa, these were the
Oh yeah.
people that made a
Yes.
foundation in
Yeah,
history.
Monk.
Everything
Good.
you enjoy today was paid for by somebody. Just understand that.
Yeah, Mark, you are correct 100%. So people, you please share the show. Those of you who are joining us, please share the show. The team from Nimba County will be here with us
Share the
very,
show,
very
share the
soon.
show.
Yes, very, very soon. They will be here with us. James David, let me say good evening to you. Robert, Fasula, Jacqueline, also good evening to all of you. Yeah, but Mark, go ahead, my brother. I think receiving call from somewhere else. So let me just answer to this call quickly. But hold on, Mark, tell us some of the happenings, especially when it comes to the kind of, the also today, Monk, the Catholic Pope also, our sympathy to the Catholic.
Mhm.
Today, this morning, we got our information that the Catholic Pope also passed off this morning, and that was so sad for the Christian community, especially from the Catholic side. So
Yep.
again, yes, Monk, maybe you want to chip in on some of these things and how? Because sometimes when we say these things, people just want to come and just insult people. They don't even know how they even come here. What kind of price that people pay for some of these things? Like you
Yeah.
are saying, the politics today, why people are insulting other people, somebody want to slap somebody just because the president goes somewhere, go campaign, they say, I will slap you. Can you imagine?
I
So
know.
go among.
Well, not much. Our condolences to our Catholic brothers and sisters worldwide. I mean, the pontiff. You know, we all come here. We are on a stage. It's almost like you are giving. When you get live, it's almost like you're on a performance stage, right? Where you got a particular time to kind of perform here and to leave this world. I keep saying it. We are spirit living in a human body. We will all die. That's just what life is all about. We will be born. We will grow up. We will die, and then we'll go back to immortality. So, if the Pope of all people is subjected to death, then it means that death is just something that is guaranteed. No matter what, we will all die. The question is, before you leave this planet, how do you want to be remembered? I think if people go down to that fundamental question, then they will know exactly how to live their life, because you are only given a short period of time to operate on this particular planet, or according to the physical arena, before we can all transition to another form of life. So whether you believe it, and I know that's something that is common to all religions around the world, whether you're a Christian, whether you're a Muslim, whether you're a Buddhist, death does not discriminate when it comes to religion. So it's something that we all accepted universally, that we are going to die. But the question is, while you are living this planet, there should be something you should be remembered for. And that's why we are all here, trying every day to make sure we see things come to fruition. So that's about it. But Nimba County is really, really hot. I mean, tomorrow will be a whole different ballgame. It's about going to show your support for the candidate and putting your mouth where your money is. From a political standpoint, you can dance on the street, you can campaign all you want, but at the end of the day, if you don't have a voting card, then it means that all the festivity could be it's very useless. It's of no use or essence. So we'll be looking at the people of Nimba County tomorrow, because that race, it carries a very serious political implication going to 2029. So Nimba is all we talk about today. And some of the statement, especially, I woke up this morning seeing lots of posts from Chairman Billity. I know we'll talk about that. I don't know if sick with other folks will be here, but it was very important. That's why I tell people, when you listen to people speak, whether people are giving a speech or they are talking informally, it's easy for someone to talk. The idea of listening is very difficult. It's a critical process. You can cultivate listening skills, because when you're listening, it's not only about hearing words, it's all about getting the secret message the other person is sending to you. And there are times when people speak, we get something they call good intention but poor choice of words. We will delve into that also, and we will settle this thing, because even though we don't like to call an individual name on the show all the time, but I think the controversy that he sparked is one of the reasons people are responding in such a manner, especially when it comes to the Nimba County election. But at the end of the day, like I said, we cannot shy from the most important thing. We must talk about them. We should confront them, whether they are unpleasant, whether they will make you uncomfortable. You have to confront realities in life. Maybe they get something they call political correctness, and I believe the sentiment shared by Prophet Key is a national sentiment, but too many people are not brave and comfortable about talking about it. So maybe he was just one of those that are brave enough to confront the reality, and now people are reacting because the response that Lewis more than hearing the statement, especially with less than 24 hours to go before casting ballot in Nimba County. So we will talk about that also. I saw the video, the clarification, and the soundbite. I tell people, when you listen to folks, local totality, don't go for soundbite, because when you listen to soundbite, you are only setting yourself up for trouble and failure. And that's just why it is. When people speak, they speak in content. That's why I don't listen to soundbite. I don't want to build a doctrine on a video that lasts for only 15 seconds or 20 seconds. No, give me something 3, 4, or 5 minutes. I want to get the main idea as to what the person tries to say, and then I can form my own opinion. Don't give me some 30 seconds. What can I make of 30 seconds? It makes no sense. But at the end of the day, that's what people choose to subscribe to. They listening now with intent. Look, they got something called active listening. Maybe when you myself are having a conversation on the show, when you are speaking, I'm not only hearing your words, I'm trying to understand the message you are sending. And the only way I can do that, I cannot listen just with the intention of trying to respond. I should be listening to understand you, the point you are trying to make. Because when I understand the point you are trying to make, then it's easy for me to make judgment on the supporting details that you use to carry your argument. And that's just why it is. That's what's happening with all those videos circulating online. People subscribe.
Wonderful, Mark. In fact, let me just say this to you, Mark. Especially when it comes to the other video coming from UK, people parading around, here and there. I just look at some of these things and say, yeah, politics is just in general. And that way now, more to admit, we'll come here on the show. I think we've got to be very careful because we have to observe politics from real life of our people. Or else, someone will be thinking that we are into all of these things, trying to cajole people, trying to mislead people and so on, bad. No. But I just like the kind of clarity coming from that video because in fact you just know everything. Because people just want to take what they want. They don't really care about the entire full or video or whatsoever thing that may have been said or maybe that may have happened during the occasion. No. All they want is, okay, maybe say you will get married tomorrow. They cut the other part and just carry that. Everybody's funny. Oh, maybe we'll be getting married tomorrow. No. Sometimes you got to bring the entire full video as to how can Mayborn talk about getting married. But again, that's the kind of society. Politics and the bad news trend more than even the good news. Let me be frank. That's just that's why we in the media we gotta be very careful because the bad news trend more than the good news. People don't want to hear anything about good news. That's why I was telling someone about see somebody at the Ministry of Information, Deputy Minister, who's supposed to be informing the public about what happening in the governance or in fact in the government. All you care about is attack. So is our life. But Mr. Khan, good evening and welcome. All right. Yeah. So Mr. Khan, I think we'll go for a break and will join us very, very soon. Cyprian Cordy and the rest of the team will be here with us, folks. Those of you who just joining us, we want to say a pleasant good evening from our end here in Liberia. 17 minutes past 6. That's the time check in the national capital Monrovia. So many things happening. I know this week is a jam pack week with so many things to talk about. But from now on, all attention will be to Nimba County. And I know hopefully on tomorrow also will be the by-election results. And after that, the court ruling, what's going to happen. And maybe 1 or 2 days again, we'll talk about the yellow machine issues as to where are we. But so many things more. I don't know what caught your attention. But I think I sent you some of the local data. But Mr. Khan, yeah, you want to say hi to us? Mr. Khan, good evening.
Yes, Mayborn. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning to everybody. Mom, my man, how you doing?
I'm doing great. I'm doing fine. Thank God.
My man, I came last night, so I was supposed to call you and update you, but my man, I went to sleep. Before the 3 o'clock in the morning. My inbox was full. People calling me. Shoku,
oh yes.
Shoku, all the people attacking Musa, the people attacking CMC. Everybody calling me. I couldn't even sleep. I said, what's going on? Just like the wall was falling. Then I found out that, one Peking, who is getting paid by Jeremiah Kun and Richard Kun, to attack people, that he wrote something, that, accusing our political leader of, some Islamic extremism. So I found out, I didn't know exactly what was going on. So I went on the listing and I found out it was just a little bit of clip, just maybe the 3 second or maybe 4 second of the whole video that he posted, a certain, things that were not even the intention. And for anybody to really understand anything, as Mo will always say on many occasions here, I remember, Mo will always say, I don't like to just go for the soundbite. I always like to at least listen and know exactly, get the entire, the whole, the context of the video or speech before I can even say anything. So we found out that this guy was just paid by the Vice President Kun, who is concerned about his political future in Nimba County, the emergence of Musa ability, and also the CMC. He sees that as a threat to his political, future in Nimba, because all he has is Nimba County. He has no leverage, no power, no capability of winning anything anywhere else. So the only thing he has is Nimba County to see that Nimba people are now gravitating towards development, gravitating towards, tangibles, as opposed to the usual, trouble slurs and, rule and conquer tactics, divide and conquer tactics. So they understand that what is going on in Nimba County right now is beyond their control. The people of Nimba County, they are now settling for nothing less than a development, nothing less than tangibles, not just few sandbags or coming to give the people $5, $10 here and there. It's not enough. So people are now saying, you can come and give us anything you want to give us, but we are human beings. We know exactly what we want. So they are saying the strength. That's the problem. Everything that's going on right now is all political. It's all about politics. So they are saying, because from the start they say Mark Bloom was nothing. Well, Mark Bloom was a nobody. But all of a sudden, Mark Bloom is in conversation. Mark Bloom could likely win this election, or maybe a close second. So that was not expected. For me personally, I believe Mark Bloom can win it, but it is an election. So you can't tell who's going to win it until it's over. But given what we know, we are very happy at where we are. And that is giving them sleepless night. So Melbourne and Monk, I know these people, then they try to post saying Farian because they are concerned, they are covered with fear based on what they saw when we went to Europe. It was one of the rewarding experiences I've ever had. The reception was enormous. I was shocked to see the level of reception. And not only that, we went there purposely because our political leader was invited to serve as keynote speaker for the Liberian Mandingo Association of UK. But then it turns out to be something different. So we went there to show support. But then what we did, the program's supposed to be on the 19th. But all of us, the executive leadership of CMC from the diaspora, basically from Europe and the United States, and other part of the world, we decided to converge at least a few days before the program. So we can use that as, working on a lot of documentation, having the opportunity to meet face-to-face, to know each other. And it became something beyond our imagination. It would become big and bigger. There were a lot of great people that I had opportunity, to have met in that place. And Melbourne, what happened, the 3 working days that we had, we covered things that can be possible, in months when you're doing it on Facebook, on Zoom, or any other teleconference. Face-to-face conversation is sometimes it was really heated. Sometimes some of it were challenging, but we were able to accommodate a lot. And I can guarantee you, the CMC.
We'll have so many questions for you. So if you finish explaining, they give us
no worries, man. I'm here. Good. The CMC is one of, if not the most fastest growing political party in the history of Liberia. I must admit, when you go to places, we went there for a different thing. We decided to take advantage of that to go support our, our leader, and also use that opportunity to meet and work on a lot of things that we're supposed to work on. But then it turns out to be people reaching out Maybe, we used to want to go calling people, come join us, right? But Liberians across the spectrum reaching to us, asking us, how can we join the CMC? We are moved by the work of mobility. We are moved by the level of people that you are seeing. We are seeing around this CMC, the caliber of people and the developmental projects that you guys have talked about. So all of those things were very much overwhelming. But Melbourne, I can tell you one thing. The people know you more than you know. When I got over there, my own, recognition is something that I expect. I expected that before already because, number one, I've been a leader in my community. I've been the president for the biggest Mandingo organization in the world, called FEMUSA. I was the president one time. I served on the board of directors, co-chair of the board, sometimes acting chairman, and then president. So I expect people to know me everywhere I go where you have Liberian Mandingo. But when I got there, across tribal line, across, people that came from elsewhere, Melbourne. How's Melbourne doing? One that came to me and said, please just tell Brazilian Mo I say hi to him. I swear to God. The guy said, tell Brazilian Mo how much I enjoy his analysis. I mean, I just got that plenty of time from everywhere. People really, really appreciate what we do. They appreciate it. And European, I don't know about people in Australia because I've never been there, but Europeans are very receptive. They are very, very good. Yeah, the reception was crazy, man. Food say yummy, yeah. We're in a Western country, but African food, we couldn't be finished eating it. Because I complained one day, I said, boy, winner.
Oh, so after all of the crowd you are doing that
my man
are going on outside, maybe I may not eat.
The cater to Magis say yummy. Oh, hold on 1 second. Hold on. Let me take this call.
All right, good. So, Mr. Kana will come back to better conclude with his observation from the tour, or better say from their meeting in the UK with their political leader of the CMC. Yeah. So, Mark, I think you just listened to a bit of Mr. Kana a session or observation. What say you? What are some of the things? Maybe I know you have so many questions that you want to ask, but when it comes to the reception, you talk about the reception and so forth. What say you?
Oh, yeah, you can tell. I mean, I was following their program, most of the posts they were making. I mean, the reception was great. It's something new on the block, especially when it comes to politics and you're interacting with people, especially for the first time in Europe. I can tell the last time any political leader in recent memory interacting with the Liberian community in Europe, most of the time is America. Maybe it might go to Australia in the future. Because they got Liberian community in Canada, Australia, the UK, and US. I mean, overseeing the industrialized world, those 4 countries would be the top 4. So it was kind of entertaining, at the same time breathtaking to see a newly formed party reaching to Europe, because it's not common. Most politicians from Madame Salif all the way coming down, they always come to the US. So that was a strategic move from the CMC, and I will applaud them for that.
So yeah, Monk, thank you so much. What I want to say here, somebody says, "Shake will slow down with the CMC." You will not be scared. CMC is here to stay. Every day you'll be seeing BB thing that will make all of you to give up on your funny failed political party. Then that will be on. CMC is not about showmanship. CMC is not about politics, the normal politics that you play in Liberia. CMC is about changing Liberia, giving Liberia decisions back to the Liberian people, making the Liberian people to decide their own fate, their own destiny. It's not about showmanship who been in politics for 1 million years. It's not about that. It's about what is in it for the Liberian people themselves, what they can do, the path they will choose to go. That's exactly where they will go. So that is one of the reasons why Liberians are gravitating towards the CMC, because it is the grassroots party, it's the people's party. So your man can't get me started, started with this whole CMC thing. I'm telling my people first how much the people appreciate us around the world. Honestly speaking, this is not unique to Sktv only. For example, Dr. Francine, right? Every single place we go, you will see 2-3 people will rush to say, hey, Dr. Francine, just to say hi to her, because they recognize her presence in the media world from the Spoon Network. So that is to say, whatever we do, let's do it to the best of our ability, because you know what? You don't know who is watching you. The respect is there. And one thing, if you are associated with Sktv, one thing you must be proud of, the integrity aspect on social media, the honesty, the truthfulness, the truth-telling, and the analytical skill of Hmong and others are clearly visible by the Liberians and people outside of Liberia around the world. So whatever you're doing here, you may think it's small, you may think it's nothing, but the Liberian people recognize it and they respect you for it. And I was very, very, very much humbled, by the level of respect and admiration the people show us. The political power will talk that one, but this is activity I'm talking right now. There are people that I talked to, that I saw, I didn't even know they've been following us. I didn't know they were following us, maybe. But again, it was a great, great experience. We'll dive into it as we go. But what's going on right now?
Well,
don't be carried away by the misinformation or the attempt by.
Yes, you respond to that one. You want to respond to that one now? You want to respond to that?
Go ahead.
Yeah, that was the only thing that took my time today. When I got the
more on that.
And that soundbite. When you see our politics is very intricate, right? And people got to pay attention. The reason being negativity sells a lot. And in politics, there is a universal rule. When you are the one explaining yourself, when you are the one that come to clarify, you become automatically the loser. Because once that information is out there, it's very hard for you to go out there and retract that information, because people will run with the negative. Let me tell you something. When I got the full video, let me just pull it in the nutshell what the chairman was saying. He made some statement that people will interpret, because words are subject to interpretation. Sometimes people can use words. There are sometimes people will have good intention, but the choice of words might not come across, and other people will interpret it differently. That's why I say, when somebody is giving a speech or talking about an idea, get the overall message first, because when you know what they are trying to convey, then it's easy to make sense of all the supporting sentences or details that will follow. What the chairman was saying when I watched the entire video, because he made a lot of statements. He said he wants for that particular center to be open to non-Muslim children. That one thing he said. Then he said, without discrimination, our Christian brother must have access to this particular learning center. That one thing he said. Another thing he said, we want for Liberia or Liberians to look at Islam differently. Because when you follow the history in Liberia, it seems like Chairman Belede even make reference that I went to a Christian school for my upbringing. And when you look at the people that work for me, the vast majority of them are Christian. I never even put my wife under pressure to even change her religion. So what he was saying in a nutshell is, one of the reasons why people got a skepticism when they see you are Mandingo or you are a Muslim, they feel that we have a close culture, that we are not integrated into the society. Because the question is, we have other tribes in Liberia that are majority Muslim, like the Va people. The vast majority of Va people are Muslim, right? But what happens when a Va man is running for office? We don't question his religion except for the Mandingos, because the issue about tribal marriage, about having a close culture and not being fully integrated, is something that have plagued them. So what the chairman is saying, I am an example. Look at my lifestyle. You can adapt my principle, even though I am Muslim. But one thing he said again, he said, the custodians of the Islamic faith had done little when it comes to integration. So it starts from tonight, that the idea that we got to open a religion, we got to open ourselves to other tribes. We cannot claim to say, oh, we are Liberian, and then we got a close culture. No, because their close culture is like having more impact on us negatively. That's why whenever a Muslim or a Mandingo want to run for public office, people start questioning them because they got a negative perception of our culture and our tradition. So if you want to move, if you want to be fully integrated, then you must change the way how we do business. Don't look at anything from a religion. That's why I tell people, I say there is a difference between spirituality and religion. Because spirituality as spiritual principle, religion is dogma, it's a teaching. And that's why the chairman was saying, I am a Muslim, but I got some affinity for other religion, and that's how people will integrate it, because your lifestyle, look, let me tell you something. Your lifestyle will do more talking about your faith than you professing to be Christian or Muslim. And that's exactly what he was saying. I'm a Muslim man, I'm married to a Christian woman, but I never imposed my way on her to change her religion. The vast majority of the people that work for me are all Christians, so I could care less about your religious background. The question is, if we want to be fully integrated in Liberia, then we got to change our whole narrative and the whole mindset that our culture or religion is close and is not receptive to other people. Now, the one thing that I disagree with, that's why I say when people are making statements, sometimes their choice of word, especially he was speaking not from a prepared speech. So sometimes people can be susceptible to making some error. What he said, we want to bring to bear Islam on Liberia. We want to change Liberia with Islam, and this starts from tonight. Now, the person who does not understand the context from which he was speaking, they will take that soundbite. That was the first soundbite that surfaced on social media. Oh, Musa Belete trying to impose Islam on Liberia. He want to turn Liberia to a Muslim state. That's exactly how they will interpret it. But then when you go to the totality of what he was saying, you will be like, no, that's not what he meant. Even though you want to interpret it that way, and that's exactly what.
So, Mo, let me just interject. I like your analysis. I want you to continue, but let me just clarify that portion that you just mentioned, right? When he said we can change Liberia with Islam, before saying that, he said Islam happened to be the most tolerant, the most liberal religion in the world. That's what he said. But we have done very little to explain to other Liberians. What he was trying to say in a nutshell, if people got to understand what Islam is all about, if people got to understand what the teaching, what are some of the teaching or teaching of Islam, a lot of people will take a second look at us than they are looking right now. Because many people, like you rightly said, many people think that Islam is some kind of a secret cult. That there's something in it, that they don't know what is in it. Or maybe once you are a Muslim, automatically you are being radicalized. Automatically you are against other religion, which is not the teaching of Islam. In fact, some of us that were privileged to go to Islamic school and have some Islamic knowledge. I'm a student anyway. I'm not going to say I'm a scholar, but at least I know exactly what I'm talking about when it comes to Islam. So Islam does not refer to Christians and Jews as kuffar or like non-believer. No. Islam refers to them as people of the book. People of the book. And Islam recognizes Jesus Christ and all other prophets before him as prophet of Allah. In fact, in many areas in the Quran will tell you those who believe in me, in Allah now, I'm saying, in me, in the judgment day, and believe in my messengers, in the messengers of Allah, they will mention all the prophets, whether it's Abraham, whether it's Noah, whether it's Isaac, whether it's Jacob, whether it's Moses, or all of the other prophets that you know, whether David, they are all mentioned in the Quran in a very unique way that for you to be a good Muslim, you must believe in all of them. But those who are not informed, who are not actually, seeking knowledge, they don't know. So when the guy said, we can change Islam, we can change liberal Islam, he was telling you that the belief, the tolerance that we have, it will explain that to the people. Those who are being resentful about us, they will have different take. They will take different look at us. And he also went further and said, let's stop having Muslim this, Muslim that. Because I was able to go to a Christian school. So our school, everything we have should be open to other people who are not Muslim. That's what he said. That's when he talked about how he went to a Christian school. So although people were not open-minded, they were not tolerant of other people from different religion or different cultural background, they would have accepted him. So he was telling the people that even the community center that you are building right now, it should be open to non-Muslim. It should be open to all Liberians. If they need it, they should be able to use it. But for some little mind to go and take an excerpt of the video just to satisfy his political godfathers or political slave masters that are feeding him. So he felt it is an obligation to him to go and say anything he wants to say just to satisfy his people. But my disappointment is with Jeremiah Kun and the regime speaker and Samuel Koga, who is seeking the support from Muslim in the Madingo community. Jeremiah Kun, you can't be the one paying that Peking. I don't even to call his name. You can't be the one paying that guy to go and attack the Muslim people and the Madingo people. Especially you, Jeremiah Kun, being a Madingo person, but you are not proud to be Madingo. You are running away from your identity. We are proud to be Madingo. We are Liberian. It doesn't matter, the tribe. We are Liberian first, and then we are the tribe we belong to. I did not choose to be Madingo. You did not choose to be Madingo. And others didn't choose to be Pele, Gio, Mano, and the rest of it. Those who've been calling some of us in the back, talking to us, Jeremiah Kun is a brother, that they meant son, that they meant this and that, blah, 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 all the people. If Jeremiah Kun is not proud to be a Madingo, I don't consider it to be Madingo. Because Jeremiah Kun should not go against the Madingo people or Muslim people. You want to be president. You want to be the leader of the whole country. Don't be paying these little criminals to go and attack the entire community. It's bad. And the reason why Jeremiah Kun and Rachel Kun are paying, that picking from Spoon Network and other criminals is because they want to be, they want to attack Musa. And they cannot directly attack Musa without attaching his tribe to it or his religion to it. But what they forget to know, the vast majority of Liberians in Liberia and across the world have moved on, owing to the fact that many of us understand that some of the problems that brought the civil war in Liberia, tribalism, discrimination, religious intolerance were part of those things. So Liberian people don't want to go back to those dark days. People have come together, people have assimilated, people have actually accepted each other as brothers and sisters, irrespective of our tribe or religious belief. And the only way Liberia is going to move forward is for us to forget about tribalism and religious fanaticism. It's not going to help us. So, Jeremiah Kun, I would say shame on you. We know, some of us know, that you are a Madingo, you are born by a Madingo man. Your mother, you married to a man from the southeast that you know as your father, but you also know your other real father. We are also aware of everything that happened in your life. But if you decide not to be Madingo, we can force you to be Madingo. But leave us alone. If you are not proud to be who you are, we are proud to be who we are. But being Madingo is not a crime. It's not a crime at all. Being a Gio, being a crime man, being a Mano man, it's not a crime. That's how God wanted you to be. You are not proud of who you are, that's fine, but leave us alone. Let's discuss the issue. Let's discuss tangible. Let's discuss results. What can you do for your people? What have you done for the Liberian people? What will you do for the Liberian people when you're given the opportunity? That should be the discussion. Tribe, religion are immaterial. They are nothing. So, Jeremiah Kun, Richard Kun, you don't have to attack the Muslim people or the Madingo people simply because you are afraid of Musability. Musability is just one person. Madingo community got millions of Musability. Even better. Musability happen to be the one actively involved right now in politics in Liberia, in Nimba County, and he is doing remarkably well. And I am proud to be associated with him. And I believe many people are proud to be associated with him. But Musability's achievement is beyond his tribe, it's beyond his religion. If you go to his company, 95% of his employees are non-Madingo, non-Muslim. The district, people that elected Musability to making their representative, they are less than 10% of Madingo. People that work on the bridge, people that cross on that bridge, maybe 0% Madingo. The clinic he built, maybe 5% or less than 5% Madingos. The schools he built, maybe 0 Madingos, 0% Madingos. So Musability goes beyond. Musability have transcended this whole trouble, trouble issue in Liberia. And he's not alone. Personally, for me, when we created this platform, we used to have 6 days in English. 1 day used to be in Madingo because I wanted to help some people understand politics that don't understand English properly. But guess what? When I used to do the Madingo show, when I got maybe like 10, 15 people, when I do it in English, I would get 60, 70 people, up to 100. So we decided, you know what? People who don't speak English, let them try. Let's put the whole show in English. It shouldn't be about tribe. Because if we're going to do it in Madingo, then I'm going to try to look for somebody, different people do from all the 16 tribes in Liberia to come here and do show in their tribe. And no, I have no capacity of getting all 16 tribes on the show. So we decided to go back to speak English, which is for everybody. So in short, for me to close on this, if Jeremiah Kun believe that a successful Musability in Nimba County would be negative for him, or will put a dent in his political career in Nimba County, you can take on Musability man to man, political level, but not his tribes, not his religion. If you do that, it will be counterproductive. It will have serious ripple effects. Go beyond you and Musa's ability. You have to understand that. If you think you can take on Musa's ability, take on him politically. Challenge him. Do more, engage in more development. Build more roads. Build more school. Build more hospital. Build more clinics. Build more bridges. Let the Nimba benefit through competition, through tangible, through development, but not to spend your money, sending money to that little beginner, like chimpanzee, whatever his face look like, to instruct your people. You can't do that. They are very small, but let me tell you, if you remember Radio Kigali, one person, they may be small, they may not be nothing in society, but it can cause serious problem for the society, for the community. For him, the little pocket change that goes to him right now, he thinks that's enough.
Okay, so
you need to use that and attack the whole community, a whole religion, a whole tribe.
Stop trying to get
Who is him? He's nothing. He's a nobody. But he can spark a problem. So my call to Joseph Nimba County, his vice president, his regime or speaker, you guys should not start something that will affect all of us as a country. Let's discuss the issue. Let's focus on development. Let's focus on your corruption that you are doing. Stop the corruption. Invest in the Liberian people. Invest in road construction. Invest in building schools. Invest in agriculture. Invest on things the Liberian people need. Liberian people don't want to go back to fighting each other. We have had enough. And you people have been given the opportunity to lead our country. Don't be spending our money to pay holums. Attack your own people to follow destroy our country through tribalism and religious fanaticism. It's not going to work. Let's focus on the issue. Let's debate the issue. What can you do? Let's compete on development. I just want to say that maybe get into other issues.
Yes,
I wanted to close on the point, and let me tell you something, Sekou. That's why I keep telling people. For me, I don't shy away from controversial issue because at the end of the day, once it's a fundamental problem, escaping it, it's not going to solve the problem. The reason being, I learned something from the former presidential candidate Mitt Romney. Mitt Romney said something in 2012. He said, when you don't have anything to run on, you turn your opponent into something people might run from, and that's exactly what is happening here. And I think that's the case Chairman Billito is trying to make. That this thing is not only because of Nimba County, this is a national sentiment.
Mm-hmm.
It is a national issue, but we don't feel comfortable. So when they let a Prophet Key come and say it, I know that sentiment been there forever. He just happened to be brave enough to come out and say it, but it's there. Whether they are from the educated or the uneducated class, they want to even travel outside America, they still get that sentiment. And that's why the chairman was focusing on saying, you know what, we have to change our way of doing things, whether it comes to the cultural perspective or the religious side. We have to be fully integrated for people to, because if you want to talk about tribal sentiment, the whole Georgia government of Phil was also in critical government position, right? Joseph Boaga now, from local to the central bank to the finance ministry, it's all Lofians. So why is he not being accused of tribalism? Except for Mandingos. That's what I'm saying. Mm-hmm. And that thing is a media narrative that is universal. That's how people look at Islam. It's the media. That when you see Islam, they are a bunch of radicals. They consider you infidels. They think about Al-Qaeda and the Musha. I think that's the media narrative. So it's not only inclusive. I mean, it's not only about Liberia as a national. I'm looking at it from the nationalistic standpoint. Even from a global standpoint, it's about the media. And I think the chairman meant to say that if we make progress in politics, then we have to change the narrative that we are these people that got a close culture and a close tradition. We have to do things differently, and the country will see us from a whole different angle, because it's not only restricted to a small segment, because they understand the candidate they are pushing is a hard sell. So the only thing they can resort to is this sentimental and tribal politics and religious, because they know that the only thing that will resonate with the people. Because we start comparing roads and clinics and people making investment in people's lives and about creating jobs for others. No, I don't think that's something the Koga and his crew will be able to argue on. So you can understand the political content, but equally so, it's also a national problem that must be addressed. And I think the chairman was brave enough. That's why he said, we who consider ourselves to be the custodian, we got to do more. And he's the one leading the charge on that particular argument. So I must give him the credit for being brave enough to talk about something not too many.
So Mom, to that point, do you know that some people even were not happy with him? That they were saying that the man throwing them under the bus, but the man saying that they have not done enough. Because the man said from other Muslims in other countries have done a lot, but we have to do very little in Liberia, in the Liberian context, to actually sell, the idea and the tolerance and the, and the good things about Islam, because people kind of like fearful of Islam.
Yes, that is fear.
We have not done enough to educate the people as to who we are. So when the man says we can change Liberia with Islam, he's telling you, if people got to understand the level of tolerance, the understanding, because for example, in the Quran, when Allah says, fear me, Allah, fear me, he said, be nice to your mother and your father. The second thing, be nice to your neighbors. You understand? That's Islam, that Quran. I'm telling you, that direct quote from the Quran. But I said, fear me, because I created you. He said, respect. May be nice to your mother and your father. The second thing, to your neighbor. And then went to the needy, the orphans, and the rest of it. So, if Islam, the way it's written in the Quran, if it's practicalized, it's practiced like that, everybody will accept, will embrace it. But there are people who use everything differently or to their own liking. So the man is telling you, whatever it is, let's try to explain it to our people, and let's also be open-minded. When we got community center, when we got hospital, when we build school, when we do other things, let's open it to other people who are non-Muslim, who are non-Madingos. What's wrong with that? But again, the society is so gullible to the extent that a non-entity, somebody who is a nobody in the society, are important in Liberia. Unfortunately. Maybe I'm back to you. I think the guy from Nimba already here, right?
Yes, indeed. But we have probably about 2 more minutes to go for the news break. I think you people will hold on, because we want to inform our people, especially those of our some of our people who are following through the internet, so that all of the happening there in Nimba. Sheikh, I don't know whether you are set. Sheikh, are you there? Well, I think they are still setting up. If not, but again, yeah, Mr. Cannon, so let me just add up to you and Mark. Yes, indeed, nothing much to say, because people have said everything. Because we got to move forward as a country, and continue to come into all of the holding and putting with religious backing or religious or torso religious disagreements. Every time by the time somebody says something, they want to tell me the way they want to, because quote unquote, maybe the person is a politician, or maybe the person in politics and so forth. I think that's a wrong way to go. But again, the people are saying, let's move on. That's one Liberia for us. So thanks to you and Mark, you people are near everything, and you said everything. So a minute up to 7. I don't know whether you and Mark want to hold on, or we should go for the news break, and we'll come back. Then we'll go into our politics happening in Nimba, the police, our presence in Nimba, and some of the activities ongoing, pool washers, how prepare.
I don't mind listening to the news bulletin though. Mom, what do you think?
Yeah, let's go to the news bulletin. I'll get an update from the other side.
Yeah, so
all right, so you just hold on a minute. Let me set up. Yeah, Mark. Mark and Mr. Kennedy, just hold on. Maybe a minute.
No problem.
Set up quickly,
we'll be here when you're ready. Let us know.
Yeah.
So, Mom, my man, I was saying something earlier on. Whatever you're doing on Sktv is being recognized by the Liberian and other people that follow Sktv around the world.
Okay.
My recent visit to the UK was very, very rewarding, and almost I didn't talk to one person that didn't mention you guys. All of them. They be like, "Oh, hi Smong, hi Steve, hi Mabel." And then when you come to Steve, they'll be like, "Man, that I'm making a fire." They make a fire. They make a Steve can fire. Yeah, it's Steve a fire. But honestly, the people admire us, for different reasons. They respect SKTV. That I must tell you. Some people that I really talked to, I didn't even know they were even following us, to be honest. And some of the older folks too. Some of the Omar, some of the Pape there, be like, wow. Seku, we're happy to see you in person. So, Mong, I mean, what do you think? What do you think? We can do more. What do you think we can do actually to keep the integrity of SKTV?
Just keep giving the fact. That's the business model we claim or we choose to subscribe to. We are not here to sway people's opinion. You just want to give people the information and they will decide. Human beings can think for themselves. And you got to be consistent in what you do. When you say you for something, you for something. And when you preach against certain rules or certain principles, you just stick to it. So I don't think we need to convince people. They will convince themselves once we keep giving the right information and being balanced, because there are times the analysis can go both ways. But our people, they will react that way. And even what you just said about some people claiming that the chairman chewed under the bus, because it's just part of human nature. When you are used to something and somebody bring about change is about disruption. It's about changing something you are used to in our brain. We got something they call protective mechanism. We were born with that we will resist anything that we feel threatened, and that what change can do. So when people got the idea that we should keep ourselves close, we should guide a safeguarded culture, and the chairman come with a whole different doctrine. No, not everybody going to accept it, and that's something he will realize. People were even attacking for that, because guess what? That's something they are used to, and he's trying to change the whole narrative when it comes to the politics. And the sad thing about the politics, at the end of the day, we will always play politics, and it won't go away anytime soon. That's why I said on the show, I don't think one election cycle is going to change some of the fundamental problems that we face in Liberia, especially when it comes to the issue of tribe or religion and all that. These things will keep happening. The question is, like Gandhi said, if you know you are doing the right thing, keep doing it, even if you're in the minority of one. If you believe in it, then let it keep pushing this idea. Some people will not gravitate initially, but trust me, over time, human being, we believe in a pattern recognition, things that we hear and we see continuously, it become a part of us. So once we stick to this journey, on this journey, and keep preaching the message that we got to change the way we do business, we got to change the way we do things, whether it's about intermarriage, whether it's about the politics, about substance, trust me, people will gravitate over time. Because the one thing that I noticed, the political undertone here is, when you look at it from a bigger perspective, okay, Chairman Belede was chairman for Liberty Party, one of the major political parties in Liberia. Why he never had problem with his sentiment?
Yeah.
Just quite recently, Chairman Belede, I was almost like he was second in command on the CPP, because anywhere you saw Mr. Cummings, Chairman Belede was there. But the question is then, why are you attacking him now? Because he's taking a different stance, or because he's trying to do the way or change the way how we do business. So some of the people are realize that are coming with the whole negative sentiment. It's all about what happened. They believe that, oh, maybe he betrayed our struggle, or he was never in it for the political leader. That's how I'm trying to say.
A lot of these people here now, let me bring them on.
Oh, okay, yeah. Let them go ahead.
The ECOWAS Golden Jubilee provides an opportunity for leaders across West Africa to reflect on 5 decades of regional cooperation and to strengthen collective efforts in addressing emerging challenges. The president is accompanied by an official delegation, including Foreign Minister Sarah Beslo-Yanti, Mamaka Belete, Minister of State Without Portfolio, Attorney Samuel Kofi Woods, National Security Advisor, Molly Kamara, Economic Advisor to the President, Anthony Myers, Deputy Minister for Fiscal Affairs at the Ministry of Finance and Development Planning. The President is also traveling with members of his protocol, security and communications team. While the President is away, Sylvester Grizzly, the Minister of State for Presidential Affairs, will chair the cabinet in consultation with Vice President Jeremiah Kuhn and the President by phone ensuring the continuous and effective functioning of the executive branch. During the summit, President Boakai is expected to engage in high-level discussions with fellow heads of state and government on issues including regional stability, democratic governance, and deeper economic integration. He will also hold bilateral meetings aimed at advancing Liberia's strategic interests within the West African sub-region, according to the release. The Liberian National Bar Association has warned against any acts of lawlessness and threatened to recommend sanctions against individuals who will instigate violence in the Nimba County bar election. The bar's President Councilor Bonavama termed as grave threat to Liberia's democratic gains and national stability any attempt to destabilize the peace as Nimbayans go to the polls tomorrow. Speaking at a press conference on Monday in Monrovia, Councilor Vermont cautioned those he called anti-democratic elements to refrain from interfering with the election process, noting the people of Nimba should be allowed to freely exercise their democratic right void of conflict and intimidation. He further urged all political actors and their supporters to conduct themselves in a peaceful manner this Tuesday as they go to the polls in line with the Constitution. Councilor Vermont, among other things, underscored limited civic and voter education, logistical and administrative support as factors that might undermine public confidence in the electoral process. He at the same time commended the National Elections Commission for its commitment to upholding the integrity of Liberia's electoral process, thus urging Nimbayans to actively engage with the voting process this Tuesday. Well, following weeks of campaign activities, the people in Nimba County are going to the polls this Tuesday to elect a new senator. The Nimba senatorial by-election follows the death of long-serving Senator Prince Johnson in November last year. The National Elections Commission says a total of 307,254 registered voters are expected to participate in the Nimba by-election. The Commission's chairperson, Deviata Brown Lansana, disclosed that there are 262 voting precincts and 736 polling places in Nimba for the successful conduct of the election. The NEC boss over the weekend called on Nimbayans to turn up in their numbers on Tuesday to cast their votes for the leader of their choice, thereby calling on them to remain peaceful during the voting process. At the same time, the Commission says it has deployed election materials across the county, and all is now set for the conduct of the senatorial by-election on Tuesday to fill the vacancy created by the death of Senator Prince Johnson. In a related development, a delegation from the Liberia National Police, headed by Inspector General Gregory Coleman, has arrived in Nimba County ahead of voting this Tuesday. Speaking to journalists Monday in the county, RG Gregory Coleman said the huge presence of police officers in Nimba is to give voters the confidence and safety to enable them to vote freely. The Police Inspector General noted that their presence is to also remind those who are thinking about causing chaos that there is no room for violence, stating they are aware of individuals who have migrated to Nimba to cause chaos aimed at tarnishing the reputation of Nimbayans. Colonel Coleman clarified that their role in Nimba is to protect democracy so everyone can have the platform to exercise their constitutional right, noting the police will never undermine or get involved with any political activity. RG Coleman called on residents of Nimba to report issues of police getting politically involved in the Nimba senatorial by-election, stating that divisive or decisive actions will be taken against such individuals. The National Executive Committee of the Liberia People's Democratic Party has adopted a 3-count resolution restructuring the leadership of the LPDP with Senator Alex Tyler as political leader. The resolution also named former Representative Mose Colley as national chairman and David Wahine National Vice Chairman for Inter-Party Affairs. Addressing a press conference on Monday in Monrovia, the National Vice Chair for Press and Public Affairs, Josh Wooter, added that the National Executive Committee also named Joseph Way as National Vice Chairman for Mobilization, Recruitment and Training, and Snolty Wilson Sherman as National Chairperson for the Women League. Wooter pointed out that the party's leadership took these decisions with the aim of strengthening the party for constructive political engagements in Liberia. According to Wooter, the National Executive Committee also agreed that all members of the LPDP, including Dr. Toga McIntosh, Richard Devine, Salif Tyler, Councillor Vincent Smith, and others who left the party for various reasons and have voluntarily decided to return to the party, be accepted and restored to the membership of the party without any preconditions. The Liberia People's Democratic Party National Executive Committee also resolved that those placed in the above-mentioned positions will continue to conduct the affairs of their respective offices until their positions are declared vacant by authority of a National Convention Committee duly constituted by the LPDP for the conduct of such convention. The Chairman Emeritus of the Movement for Economic Empowerment is calling on Nimbayans to refrain or remain peaceful in the conduct of Tuesday's senatorial by-election. James Brooks, in an interview with the station on Monday, cautioned voters in Nimba not to allow the by-election divide them, stating that the peace of Nimba County and the country at large should remain a top priority. Brooks called on Nimbayans to accept the outcome of the April 22 senatorial by-election in good faith and refrain from violence or things that could cause chaos in the county and the country. You are listening to a bulletin of news from the News and Current Affairs Department here at the Renaissance Communications Incorporated. We broadcast from Dupont Road in Pinsville, outside the nation's capital, Monrovia. President Joseph Boakai has underscored mob violence as a menace eating the fabric of the Liberian society. Mob violence, according to President Boakai, scares away investors and undermines the judicial system of any country, something he said causes insecurity. Speaking at the official launch of the anti-mob violence campaign over the weekend in Monrovia, the Liberian chief executive expressed grave concern over the increasing wave of violence, assuring his government's commitment to safeguarding the fabric of the Liberian society. As means of combating the menace, President Boakai has called on partners to join efforts in raising awareness across the country to ensure that the rule of law is part of his arrest agenda. For his part, giving an overview of the campaign, Justice Minister Councillor Oswald Twe termed mob violence as a serious crime, which he said undermines Liberia's democratic values and threatens the social fabric of the communities. He referenced the recent violent incidents in Wiala and other parts of the country, emphasizing that the campaign seeks to reaffirm Liberia's commitment to the rule of law. Residents of Fuaman and Sanoye in District 7 Bon County are calling on Representative for the Fambule to continue advocating for better living standards of the people. The residents praised the District 7 lawmaker for his lobbying efforts that he said is bringing development across the district. According to them, Representative Fambule has been one of the vocal lawmakers in the House of Representatives seeking the interests of his people. Making remarks during the presentation of the first district report, the residents appreciated their lawmaker for what they described as an open and inclusive leadership that is being felt across Fuaman and Sanoye in District 7 Bon County. They also outlined his efforts in healthcare, education, infrastructure, road rehabilitation, youth empowerment, making specific reference to his advocacy that led to China Union's compliance with Section 11.3 of the Mineral Development Agreement, leading to the provision of 30,000 United States dollars for scholarship for the district. For his part, Representative Fambule rallied the support of residents to enable him fully represent them at the House. He further revealed the provision of 30 motorbikes for youth empowerment, launched medical outreach as some major steps taken to better the lives of residents, and disclosing the handy modern town hall project is currently under construction. The House's Committee Chair on Investment and Concession noted that China Union's compliance with the Mineral Development Agreement for 30,000 United States dollars in scholarship fund is one of his greatest achievements. And away from Liberia now, the Vatican has announced that Pope Francis, the first Latin American pontiff who was known for his efforts to modernize and reform the Roman Catholic Church, has died at age 88. The Pope's death comes a day after he greeted and blessed Easter crowds and weeks after an extended hospital stay for pneumonia. He taught us to live the values of gospel with fidelity, courage, and universal love, the Vatican said. Pope Francis' funeral will be held after his body lies in state in St. Peter's Basilica during a 9-day mourning period. During that time, cardinals will prepare to choose the next pope. To end this news program, a recap of the top stories we followed. President Joseph Boakai departs the country to attend the 50th anniversary celebrations of the Economic Community of West African States (ECOWAS) in Accra, Ghana. Ahead of voting in Nimba County on Tuesday, the Liberian National Bar Association warns against any acts of lawlessness and threatening to recommend sanctions against individuals who would instigate violence in the Nimba Bar election. A delegation from the Liberian National Police, headed by Inspector General Gregory Coleman, arrives in Nimba County ahead of voting on Tuesday. And off the home front, the Vatican announces the death of Pope Francis at the age of 88. That's RTR News Bulletin at 7. My name is Marka Davis.
Yeah, so host, thank you so much for following the news bulletin. That was very good. And I did not listen to the news bulletin holistically, but I did listen to it. And it was really good. I enjoyed the part I listened to. Let's see here. Let's see the folks in Sktv-Lib. Sheikh, are you there? I think you are muted. You need to unmute yourself.
Okay, I think it's much better.
Yeah, yes, much better. So, Sheikh, what's going on in Nimba County? I think
Thousands of drugs have been seized, yes, in fact, have been seized by the team right here in our community. To be specific, right here in district number 4. Yes, indeed. So let me see. Yeah, Mr. Kana, back. Sorry, though, I get some information, and a lot of things happening also in Nimba. Thank God that Shaq is here. That the NEC workers, they are protesting. I don't know what's going on, but maybe Shaq will fill in with that latest news. Yeah, sorry, though, they're not really being the news bulletin, but that's just the latest news that we're getting. That some
yeah, so Melbourne, I got another news again too, for another news from Labrador, from Nimba as well. So let's listen to Chef Fred there. That will break my other news again.
Yeah,
but, yeah, it's not easy.
Yes, and trust me, for now to tomorrow, all we're going to be hearing breaking news from Nimba. Especially on those protests. But yes, it is true that some communities, some cities were protesting, especially for the NEC contractors. According to them, their name were placed on the list. They saw their name that they are qualified to work with NEC on tomorrow to the various police centers. But this afternoon in Ganta, in Sktv-Lib, in Tapeta, the whole street are upside down. Those places are upside down, and they remove their names and then replace it with another names. And some of the police centers, you couldn't see any names at all. You don't see the PO, you don't see the VR, you don't see anybody. but this space is just empty. That means it's people. So it also imagine the former district Southwest Superintendent from Electoral District Number 9, Nimba County, Daniel Blair, called on our radio this afternoon, saying that by 1 o'clock they have not posted a single name interpreter needed to know that if you are qualified to go for the election tomorrow and work for NEC, or maybe you will not go up to this evening time. When as I speak, interpreter, I think the people are still on the street and protesting as to why their name were being removed and replaced with other people's names. So many things happening in Nimba. And just this morning by 11 o'clock, we saw a very large choke of chalk. The choke was very filled with Liberians, cheering the name Samuel Koga, singing our campaign song. Imagine. So it seems to be like a violation in the National Election Commission law, where citizens were being put in a chalk and then singing Vumba Koka, there are 5 fingers up. It was not just good. Citizens were wondering about, wow, why the guys are staying in the campaign move, and the campaign had been closed. So so many things happen, and with the issue of the voice that been carried around by other Liberians opposition with Chairman Benete concerning this, saying that he want to change Liberia, with Muslim land, all those things. It been played all around the street now in Sktv-Lib. Remember this place before Mr. Benete could take the power, it was not small thing from the angle of his opponent. The friend of former representative of Roger S.W. Duma, so people, music boy in the street, in Liberia, we got a music boy and be in the street. Music boy in the street, Sktv-Lib have been paid now, giving a voice to them to play in the principal street of Sktv-Lib, and where they have another supporter of Mr. Benete. So people, some Liberians were just saying as to, if they still continue the day, it's not going to be peaceful in Sktv-Lib. It's not going to be peaceful because this is the district. Musa Benete have his supporters in the district, and if something maybe he said you didn't understand, you misinterpreting on Benete, giving a clay to music boys in the street, playing it all around the street. It doesn't sound well for us as a citizen in Nimba County. So yes, and the distribution of materials have started today. It started yesterday and it continued today. Even as we speak right now, people are still living. NEC is still supplying materials, and the CNC have deployed all of their pool washers and their supervisors to the various police centers and welfare. Give them all of the necessary material they could use. And even when NEC time comes, they give them everything: torchlight, carpet board, e-pen, vest, whatever thing that you need to use to be identified as CMC pool washer were all given by them to their political leaders as well. So yes, maybe for our work, if any other question, we could pass through that.
Wow. So Monk and Mabon and Sheikh and our very important listeners, followers, and well wishers, we were informed today that one of the things that is fueling the anger within the VP and in the Unity Party, because Samuel Koga is accustomed to, let me say it the other way. Samuel Koga is used to trucking people from across Ivory Coast to come and vote in the elections in Liberia. He did it, every time he was re-elected. Last election, Samuel Koga brought about 4,000 plus people to his district. So since this election cycle, they've been trying to do the same. Up to yesterday, out of 4,000, they have been able to bring in about 700 people only. For them, they don't think that's enough. That's the vote they were depending on that could put them over the top. 4,000 votes is not small vote in Liberia, especially for a by-election. By-election can be a very low turnout.
Yes.
So Koga and the VP, they're angry. For VP part, he used to bring people from Zelekore, from JK. We got all the information on that today. But that one too, because the people that used to work for him are on the other side, they are leaking all the secret. They know all the loopholes. They know all the places that they can bring the people through. And all those information, they all also send it to NEC. How did they, in fact, when people even got to tell them the amount of people that have entered illegally to be in Liberia for the purpose of voting, that 700 surprised them. They're so angry. So this issue of, oh, Musability said about Muslim people, it's all about distraction. They don't want the people to talk about that. In fact, when we got information as to how Jeremiah Kuhn and Rachel Kuhn can talk to that Peking in Poland called Jim Goode Flomo, Jeremiah Kuhn been sending money to him. Rachel Kuhn been sending money to him. They've been talking to him. It will be a time some of the communication will be exposed. And that became over there in Poland. He went over there on government diplomatic passport. But the fact that he's trying to allow Chicken Chin to compromise his life, his future, the game is on. The game is on. I can guarantee you. I'm not going to threaten him, but I can guarantee you there is a parable. If you shoot me under my feet, that I can't stand up I can't stand on my feet, I will shoot you on in your butt, so you will not sit down as well. That's the parable. If you shoot me under my feet that I will not be able to stand, I will shoot you in your behind and you will not be able to sit down. Let's see what happened. So, what is going on right now in this election? The people of Nimba County, their minds are made up. And Jeremiah Kuhn and Jason Nimba people, they are angry about that. They are not getting the thing what they expected. Even that rally they had in Ganta, they didn't get what they were expecting. The Nimba people are saying, we voted for you, we gave you more vote in 2023, you abandoned us, you lied to us, you lied to our children, our young people are not working. You even changed your phone number on our political leader, Prince Johnson, who made Joseph Baga president. You changed your phone number on him and threatened him to put him in jail. The frustration contributed to the man's death. But now, all of a sudden now, you want to be friendly with Nimba people now. The people understand that. Also, the idea of their disrespect towards the young people. Trust me. You know, somebody called us yesterday before we left England. They were telling us how much they are happy from what they are hearing from young people. They thought, their belief was that only young people in Ganja, Ban, and Sktv-Lib. But then they went to find out that even Kample, where they expect to be the stronghold of Koga, the young people in Kample too, they believe that they have been overlooked, they have been lied to, They are being honored, they are being disrespected. That statement that Jeremiah Kun made, saying that the senator position is big for Mike Bloom because he's younger than other people in the race. A lot of young people take offense to that. They believe that the VP is telling them that they have nothing when it comes to political decision making in Liberia, especially in their own country. How can you say young people are not important? Because things not working for them, they have decided now. Let me tell you something. The statement made by Prophet Key, it was discussed and executed by Joseph Mabaka people there, especially Jeremiah Kun, Koga, and Richard Kun. They told him to go and say it, that they will go and clean up for him behind him later on. But they don't want that to him. It was well planned, calculated, and executed by them. Jeremiah Kun can play dumb. He can argue he's stupid, but he's not. He knows exactly what he's doing. What is embarrassing and hurting a lot of people? Somebody called me yesterday, but Sekou, what you guys, can talk about Jeremiah Kun being a Madingo, being from the Keita family, all these people, why you can talk about? I said, talking about Jeremiah Kun being a Madingo, it will look like as if to say being a Madingo is a crime. That's what really, it doesn't matter to me. Because I don't really care about your tribe. Your work, what you do is what matters to me. You say, oh yeah, boy, the man cannot be honest, cannot be brave enough to tell the people who he is. What are other things that he's hiding from the Liberian people? The guy is a fraudster. If the man can be proud, but he's been admitting it in private. He's been telling people, yeah, you people are my people, you people are my family, papi, my father, he say father that one Keita man called Lasana Keita. Jeremiah Kun really the Bengali, that's what they told us, his family people. But remember about Bengali, he changed Bengali to Jeremiah, he changed the Keita to Kun. What a dishonest man. Then you dare, if we can't trust you with your own name, with your own background, with your own family, if you can be proud of your family, then we should trust you on what? Then you are going to the extent of paying a little criminal who criminally traveled to Poland on government diplomatic passport, who is illegally in Poland. You paying him to insult your own people? That's a shame. So, Mr. Bengali Keita, for me, I don't care about your trouble. But don't use your power. Don't use, the privilege given to you to look down on your own people. You already vice president. You agree, Madingo, Madingo, you stay vice president. They're not going to remove you. Don't be scared. Sometimes some things I want to say, but I can't say it. Yeah. Because I don't want it to look like, being a Madingo is a problem. Because I'm a proud Madingo. If I'll be president of Labra, I'll be president as Madingo. If I'll be not anything in Labra, I'll be the thing as Madingo, as a Muslim.
Indeed.
Because you know what? That's the only way I'll be honest with my people. But this guy had everything from the Liberian people. But they only going and hide behind some little criminal to insult your people, to destroy other people, to put Liberian people against each other, creating religious, problem in our country. We have had enough. So my message is to Jeremiah Kun strictly. Richard Kun, the regime speaker part, that one is done. I can tell you that. He's going to be nobody. He has been a nobody. He's going to be a nobody in a few days. So that one part is done. The other Bengali man now who is running away from his own knee, from his own trap, for a foreign religion, and want to destroy the religion, that's bad. You don't do that. It's really bad.
Oh.
You think that you're a crew man, you know, your mother, like your woman, we agree. But if you're a Kun, Father Madingo, Mother Gio, can be vice president, can be a Liberian. What happened to Musa Belede, Father Madingo, Mother Mano, can be a Liberian too? But Jeremiah Kun can be vice president. I'm not going to say this is a competition between Musa Belede and Jeremiah Kun, but what I'm trying to say is that if Jeremiah Kun want to take on Musa Belede, let him go man to man, Liberian man to Liberian man, politician to politician, irrespective of your tribe or religion. Fight and compete on accomplishment, on development, on what you can do for your people. We can't go use stooges to attack the religion of your opponents. And Musa was very clear on this from the start. Say, Mr. Vice President, you're the Vice President for all of you, the father of our country right now. Take your political position. Respect yourself. If you go gutter, we'll go gutter with you. He told you, but you didn't listen. But guess what? The election will finish tomorrow. Jeremiah Kun get to contest, to compete with moving forward. Personally, I don't let anybody who will divide our country. I don't let anybody that will create problem in our country, especially when it comes to religion. Religion fight, we don't want to see that in Liberia. That's the last thing I want to see. I've been throughout my life, I grew up with friends who are not Madingo, not Muslims. And as you can see, most of my associates, most of my friends, most of my co-workers are not Madingo, because I don't even see people from tribal line. I care less about who you are on the tribal area. I don't care who you worship, because you know what? I'm a Muslim. I'm born Muslim. I went to school. I learned English and I learned Arabic. I know the Quran. I understand it. So it takes a man to change me. So if you can't change me, I don't attempt to change you. We can coexist. There is a surah in the Quran that tells other people, say, you know what? Don't bother me. I don't bother you. Follow your religion. Let me follow my religion. Whatever you believe in, that's you. Even Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam, who Allah sent to be the messenger of all Muslims, God tells him in the Quran, Muhammad, you are nothing but a messenger. You are not to judge people. Tell people my message. Distinguish what is wrong and what is right. Tell them the wrong thing and the right thing. If they follow, it's fine. If those who will follow will be blessed. Those who don't follow, it's up to me, Allah, to judge them, not you. So how am I to judge somebody and say you're not Muslim? I don't care who you are. You're Christian, you're Muslim, you're non-believer, you die. God not going to judge me, you myself together.
And that's the part of there where our coming, Mr. Khan. What are you being Muslim?
As Liberians.
What are you Christian? What are you carry to heaven, or what are you bringing?
Yeah, you don't want to know that you go to heaven or you go to hell. I don't care business, because we're not going to go to the same place. So I don't care what you're talking, but we should not use it to divide our country.
Mr. Kana, you see, you could see frustration on the face of the vice president on the closure of the campaign for Coca in a town called Bloody, District number 5. That very day, before he could speak, he stood up for about a minute, thinking, you know what? Because he feel that the man who used to go in and out, in the pocket, in the corner, in all of the areas, is no more with him. That's my blue one.
So
his operation has gone.
Let me tell you something, Sheikh. I want the people to know this. Let's agree. Jeremiah Kun. Let's agree now. He's not Madingo. But in the Liberian context, especially in our African context, a child always the father, right?
Okay.
The child can always be the father or the mother.
Sure.
Musa Belete's father was born in Sktv-Lib. Musa Belete's father was born in Sktv-Lib. Musa Belete was born in Sktv-Lib. So Musa Belete, even a man now, mano, Musa Belete and Nimba. Jeremiah Kun father is the father who he claimed. The father that we know, the other one. But the father that he claimed to be his father, he's from the southeast. So Jeremiah Kun not even from Nimba. That's why he doesn't care that much about Nimba County. He doesn't care what happened in Nimba because he's not from there. He's from the southeast. That's why he claimed to be from southeast. When you go to southeast, when you come to Nimba, you say from Nimba. Somebody who cannot even accept their own name. What else do you believe on the say? Let me tell you something. Prophet Key ran his entire campaign. Did you hear Prophet Key attacking Muslim on Mandingo the time he was in the race for himself? You think about that.
I didn't hear that.
Never. And he even went against people who were trying to stoke tribal sentiment. I got a video I sent to Melbourne, Prophet Key originally. He never attacked Mandingo or Muslim. One matter of fact, he even attacked Nimba that would even attempt to attack Mandingo or Muslim. That's how he started his campaign.
Okay. That is to tell you the minute Jeremiah Kun sent Mo Ali to go free him from prison, he came, they had a conversation, and they told him what to go say. That's how Prophet Key launched the attack against the Mandingo and Muslim people. It was done by Jeremiah Kun. It was plain, and that's why every time he's been attacked or his sister being called on this particular issue, he got scared. But some of all, when we are, given the opportunity to say something, we have to say it. The election will finish tomorrow. Who will win, who will lose, will lose. But we have to point out the perpetrators of our problems. Jeremiah Kun is one of the problems for Liberia, not just Nimba County. He's a tribalist. And the reason why you're using tribalism, the reason why you're using people to attack Mandingo people so that people will not feel like he's one of them. That's the mindset, that's the tactics. Or because he didn't want telling them attack Mandingo people, attack the Muslim people. That will put him in a position that he's now Mandingo, his father is not Muslim, so attack them. So people will say, oh, they made a tree, they made a Mandingo man, he will not be doing this. That's all he's doing it for. But Jeremiah Kun father need Alasana Keita. That lady that used to work in Georgia office, and Jeremiah Kun from the same father. We'll say more later on.
Yeah, good. Yeah, because make it all. So that move quickly with the latest protest. This video then will go to the land to interact with our people about the NEC co.
Let me say one last thing before I go.
All right, go ahead quickly.
Yesterday, somebody from this same government send me your American picture and your father. I swear to God. I swear to God. Somebody from this government send me your American picture and your father picture. And when you see them, just a fish. So I don't want to go further. So we'll stop there for now. We'll talk more later.
Thank you. Make it all. Just do that one with us. Good. So, folks, let me see quickly to play the video. By the time we get through with this video, then we move straight to the land to interact with our people. Yeah.
And then why you not seeing your name at this point? Did you contact the people? So we are to where they conducted NEC conducted their training Peterson somewhere in Kansas City. You see somewhere in Kansas City. Somewhere in Kansas City. So what you're seeing is they are experiencing, most of them who took the test and their name came up at first. At this point, they are not seeing their name on the roster. So that's what you see. I think you see them verifying their names.
The rigging process started already. You don't regulation on election day. You regulation before the election. It's already in play.
I think
see.
Remember,
see how dark is our country.
I think you guys should get some calls from Nimba County today. Let you hear what people thinking before they go to the pool.
Yes, indeed, Mr. Kana, there where we're going, but quickly, Mr. Kana, with that kind of more thing that we just watch, where you see people using their torchlight or using their phones as torchlight, Mr. Kana, is that not worrisome? Is not something to even look at or to even talk about?
And don't forget on the internet outage, or because the cable consulting of Liberia and people are raising eyebrow because they were slated to do that repair in March, and they drag it all the way to April, right? And they are telling you they will be working between the 23rd to the 28th, and there will be 10 to 15 hours of internet outage. So it means people won't be able to place call hopefully tomorrow. The government is working.
Look, what? By the way, shall go ahead and take calls. Wow, that's the news.
That's how it looks. That's how it looks like where that's how it looks like where they're distributing the materials in Tapeta and Sanekore. No light. They're using torchlight to distribute the election materials. So it worrisome. But let's leave it like that and take calls on 0772 566 515. 0772 566 515 is the number that can put you to. Let's hear from you from Nimba County this evening to the first caller. Good evening. Good evening. Yes, you're near Johnny off from where? Call from where? Let's hear you.
Yeah, I'm concerned about the present process. And people are beginning in March, and we even planted for it, and we're sure it's there. And now we went for the training for 3 consecutive days. And after the training, we were asked that those that will pass the training will be deployed, that they will be up for deployment. And we passed the training. We even had our partnership that the greatest to give us in the spoken. And we are going to check the web today and see that those that went before, they are still taking them there. Even you see some things there that 2,000 people, according to other police that were there today, that some people have died and they still talking. So that has been a situation, and tomorrow we are thinking of how best we can solve the situation. So that it's not so you think, and then go to the country that they are praying for this person, this fair, free and transparent.
Okay, let me take another person. Good evening.
Good evening.
How you doing? You're near Johnny from where?
I am joining you from Sktv-Lib. I am the government CTA.
Go ahead.
Thank you. I think we try to consider the Majingo church to be our brothers and to be sending members in Nimba County, who especially the one there that were born here in Nimba with us. So what the people are trying to do now, people are trying to show to us that people are different people. Why go on air to discuss Jeremiah, who is our past president, our state past president, the way people discussing him tonight? Is it fair? Is it fine? Is it the best way for us to live in this country? Is this the best way for us to be better? I am sorry.
Thank you. You make your point. 0772 566 515. 0772 566 515. So interesting. Good evening.
Good evening.
You're near Jonathan. Where for your monitor, please? Go away for your monitor. Go ahead.
The opposition, be careful, should be very attentive tomorrow. Because many of the supporters, they are saying, somebody, the government down, one candidate need a person vote to win. So they should be attentive tomorrow. Let it protect the vote.
Okay, thank you. Let it protect their vote. We lost in 0772 566 515. 0772566515 to this caller. Good evening.
Yes, this is Adesina M. Colonel calling for district school.
District number 2, that have Sunday region.
Yes, the issue more just is still there. That one is happening for our with the COVID department. I mean, the thing you are saying to now will be moved to more. There will be new current all over. The fire taking the current issue will be one of the main concerns to more. So the two will use stagnant. There is another strategy put in place. So it is stagnant in the fight. They said we take it people can help the people and die. So tomorrow I will see more stagnant and this is why people have been experiencing in Ghana ever before.
Thank you. Let me take this person.
Hello?
Good evening.
Yeah, my name is Manny. I'm calling from Sktv-Lib.
Let's hear you.
Yeah, foreign is true. This country is just one of country. Foreign is true. I hear mention of religions. They go to China have one of the largest communities in the world. But it's 7 different religions. But if it is what China has everybody's religion. Good, because of religion. But in that, they are very normative. Anytime you do, there's somebody who goes, I'm a Muslim, no, they may not have people, or they may not have planned. We can't get any other Muslim. We got to stop that. If we want for the country to go forward, you know, to come and listen to the show, and I think also our government is like the bad men, making a statement. So they may want to. I can see very bad for the country. Honestly, people that you expect to make that statement, they are the one who making those statements. What wrong with the Mazingo man becoming senator? In case that the Mazingo man is doing the right thing, voting, we gotta stop it in the country.
Okay, we gotta stop it. No time. We just have to go. Good evening.
Yeah, good evening. This is Finance Local from Shara for Guru.
Let's hear you, Duboro.
Okay. I want to take care today because my daughter sat for that interview. She applied to them and she for the workshop. And at the end of the day, they took her name and gave it to someone else. So right now, they are all in a sadness over that they can't see that name. Joseph Walker and the people that want to cause chaos in this country. So all these things that they just all about cheating, the opportunity to talk for that vote. That bad they don't sit down there and now the people there to see come now vote and at the end of the day, some of them want to do nothing for people in the who they want to be in power in the country. Yeah, we sick and tired without us. Pretend that one for himself vice president in your country. He won't pass settle. Bye-bye.
Bye. And this is my last stop before I go to Mayborn way anyway, because there's no time. I'm going to take just a single call now. This is my last call from my end. Good evening.
Hello.
I'm okay. Let's hear you.
This is calling from Block.
Bro, let's hear you.
Yeah, now I start discussing about freedom. If you want to campaign, let us turn our group and campaign. But now I start discussing our here. It is so easy.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I don't know what you call insult. Mayborn, you can take it from your end, man.
Yes, indeed, my brother. Thank you. Let me see what I can get. 1 or 2 more calls quickly, then we move straight to conclude with the show this evening. Hello, to this caller. Good evening.
Good evening, neighbor. Let me say good evening to the rest of the panelists.
Yes, go ahead quickly, my brother. No time.
Neighbor, this is David King. Neighbor, from what we can see, election have already been rigged before the day of the election. Because all of these things are going on, these are irregularity. All right? So for somebody to think that this election will be conducted in Nimba County free and fair, the election have already been rigged. Because people who sat for the test to be people to work on election day, they cannot find that name, and the issue of electricity is a challenge. And my brother, they think it's done.
Tomorrow, don't put a go tomorrow. What you even get internet according to Mark? I think they are the system. So, maybe what I will read. All right.
Yeah, so I think it already rigged. I'm gonna thank you.
All right, we move. That'll be all. We'll take one or two more calls. Quickly, we'll cross over to our team so that we can close on tonight on the SKTV show this evening. Right here on Truth FM 96.1. Today's caller, quickly, good evening. Hello? Yes, yes, my dear, go ahead.
Thank you. Let me say good evening to the panelists. This is a brilliant survey, and I really this conversation. Well, when it comes to the Nimba County politics or the by-election, for some of us, we are not hitting our head because we know the outcome of the election. In as much you have been serving your people know your character. Samuel Puga is the long-serving lawmaker in Nimba County. If he hasn't been serving well, I don't think the food would have put them in the
So that go back to the issues of darkness, people not finding their names on the NEC or maybe the sheets that were placed up on the billboard. What say you? These are things that what people are talking about now.
So when it comes to electricity, everybody knows in this country, electricity problem is what we face in this country. When it comes to election, the NEC always distributes torchlight. This one election as well for full washers. And all of the first one and second round, there was no electricity in our road that torchlight. The NCC divided on us, including our borough parties that we want to represent. They divided torchlight on us. All right, and the United Party divided torchlight on all of the full washers.
All right.
Represent the party.
All right, thank you so much. The app and drop all the names that have been removed. Allegedly, according to some of the protesters, they are saying that their names were placed there, but later on was also removed. By whom? We don't know. So this last caller, quickly, good evening.
Yeah, good evening, Mabel.
Yes, go ahead, my dear.
Yeah, thank you very much for the show. Once again, there is our David family of Mabel. Mabel, you see, let me respond to my brother what he was saying about Maningo. Mabel, you see, in this country, when you see some people from Maningo, from Lufa, they will say, some Maningo, they will say they're from Lufa. You see some Maningo, they say they're from Bong, they're from this place. But Mabel, for me, I'm from Nimba. I thank God for our own Maningo from Nimba to be a determined people who love development. The other Maningo from other people, they get that kind of development in them. So let me say the honorability, I want to always bring the joke. Don't respond to somebody that prophecy. When a group of people appreciating you, don't let somebody to get you, out of trap. What about this statement when you respond to it, I'm going to somebody make up for the Lord respect for you. That's somebody that prophecy that you cannot compare yourself or you can compare yourself with him.
All right, thank you so much. It's not someone like Prophet Key. Prophet Key is a for Prophet Key promise. In fact, he's saying you will slap somebody your own life. Mr. Kana, we're back to you. We gotta go.
So Bebo, thank you so much, Shaq. I know Shaq was enjoying the show today so much. I saw a lot of smile in your face. Maybe wanted to shut me down because maybe scared before they go attack him. Because maybe don't want me to talk all the thing there.
But I should be afraid and maybe because
but you pa, the way you're looking, you feel like you're not scared.
Now you say.
But on a serious note, I wanted to say this. I know it will make some people vex, but like Steve always say, they are God children. They're supposed to get vexed. So when somebody you can't get vexed, then you're not complete. You gotta be a human being can get vexed, something happen. So it's the hypocrisy on the part of the spineless political parties in Liberia. This election, now we have 3 candidates. One candidate is the Unity Party candidate, Unity Party MDR candidate in Koga. The only registered political party with candidate in there beside the Unity Party is the CMC. Edith Gonglo went into this election as independent. Spineless cowards. I'm talking about the ANC people and the CDC people to put their support behind Edith, who says she is an independent. When they read it, they say, "Oh, let's go support. The opposition come together. Opposition, you are coward. You're scared to put candidate out. We want to hide behind somebody. As instead of you putting your candidate there, Commission went and endorsed Edith, thinking that Ide will become something, and then she will pay loyalty to communists for vice president. Now Jowiya now take over. Jowiya and CDC now take Ide from them. So as you go to the pool tomorrow, if you're an ANC person, you go vote for Mark Gulon because Jowiya and CDC people if take Ide from you. You all vote for Mark Gulon, that will bring the opposition together. Ide, that independent person. But now, because of Jowiya support and everything Jowiya did for them now, Jowiya candidate, CDC candidate, that Ide, opposition candidate, that Mark Gulon, and then the corruption candidate, that Koga. I'll see you tomorrow. You'll go vote for the real people.
Chief, can you close in Nimba? We're begging you.
No, can you close in Nimba? But I'm just making my statement.
Well, thank you so much, Mr. Kana, and thank you. Check on tomorrow evening, please. I want you and Cyprian and the rest of the team to be well prepared for us on tomorrow evening because we'll be getting other updates from you people. Thank you so much. And let's keep in contact and let's keep everything good.
I don't know.
I think Mr. Kana got to call you people from Nimba.
We got to talk in the morning and we can get up there to how the voters are attending.
Yeah. Somebody asked me again. I'm going to talk about Jeremiah Keita. You got it wrong. The man need a Bengali Keita and not Jeremiah Keita. When you say Jeremiah, you got to say Kun. But you want to call me real ni the Bengali Keita. Me follow ni Lasana Keita. That's it.